So is money really bad? I want to address that in this video. How's it going? I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to reinvent yourself so that you can live an authentic life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I post twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening. And if you have not subscribed, I invite you to do so now. I am a retired United Methodist pastor, and I have been helping people reinvent themselves, renew themselves, and inspire folks for renewal and reinventing for 20 years. Now I'm doing it more in the secular world through YouTube. I am also reinventing myself and creating something new so that I can live a life of authentic joy, fulfillment, and purpose. And I want to address a very serious issue that I know that everybody out there thinks about from time to time, and that is money. And is it bad? Is money evil? Well, first of all, I want to address the fact that a lot of our thoughts about money have been greatly influenced by Christianity. That even if you don't consider yourself a church-going Christian person, you might have been influenced by these understandings about money, even when you didn't realize that you were. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because I think our negative views about money, our kind of Christian thoughts about money being bad or evil, is really holding us back from earning money or earning more money and creating in ourselves sort of this worry mindset about money. I'm never going to be good enough to earn money, or if I do have money, it's all bad and that makes me an evil person. So I just want to address all of these things because I really think this is holding us back. I know it's holding me back. So the first understanding that a lot of us have is money is evil. First of all, that's sort of a misquote. And when you get to talking about the Bible, you have to be very careful when anybody starts quoting the Bible, because you can take virtually any verse in the Bible and cut it up to reinforce whatever your beliefs are, your understandings are. And a lot of people have done that. Christians, non-Christians, it doesn't matter. It's just people have done that historically. The misquote is, it's from 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. There are people in the world who misuse money and who love money more than supporting justice or righteousness or doing the right thing or loving people. And that all that is true. So when we talk about money itself is not evil, it is the misuse of money or using the love of money as a way of doing evil things in the world, or not, and even not doing good things in the world. So money itself is not evil. It is the love of money that can be the root of evil. So we have to be really careful. So that's the first thing I kind of want to address, that because that's sort of this belief we have. And even if you say, oh, well, I'm not Christian, you are still influenced by the 2,000 years of Christianity. Of course, 1 Timothy is not Jesus speaking. We have to look at, again, what did Jesus say? And you have to understand that wealth and money is talked about probably more often than any other subject in the Bible, and it's something that Jesus addresses a lot. As Christians, I know in the church a lot of times we are afraid to talk about money because it's seen as sort of, a dirty thing or a bad thing to talk about it, or we don't want to address it. And yet Jesus really did. There's one verse where he talks about the rich people not being able to get into the kingdom. It's like a camel going through the eye of the needle. A lot of people have used this in several different ways. Some people say, well, he was really talking about this gate in the temple where it's really difficult for camels to get through. He's not really talking about an actual camel going through an eye of a needle. Okay, whatever. I mean, people, like I said, people can use the Bible and script it any way they want to. But I think what Jesus was trying to say in that whole statement is that money is not going to save you. Because Peter asked him, well, who can be saved if rich people can't be saved? He says, nothing is impossible with God. God is the one that's going to save you. And you have to understand that the Jewish understanding, and of course Jesus and the disciples are Jews, is that the wealthy people are blessed by God. If things are going right in your life, if you have wealth and family and heirs and children and grandchildren, then you are being blessed. So to change that to say, hey, that money isn't going to save you. You know, only with God can you be saved. It was a really different thought that Jesus' disciples would have had. I want to just kind of address that to say that doesn't mean you only get into heaven if you're poor. And there's sort of this understanding in all of historically in Christianity that you give your money away and you then can get into the kingdom. That's not going to save you. I can just tell you that right now. Only God will be able to save you. So I think that's what Jesus is saying, is that it's the money part that we don't have to worry about. It's our relationship with God that we need to focus on. And so that people tend to take that verse and think about money rather than think about God. Along with that verse is the other verse where a rich person comes to Jesus and said, I followed all the commandments. I've been good all my life. What do I need to do? And Jesus says, well, sell all you have, give it to the poor, and come and follow me. And the man goes away sad because he has a lot of stuff. Does that mean he's a bad person? Does that mean money is bad? No, he made a choice. He said, okay, I'm not at a place right now where I can do that. And that's not for everybody. If that's something that you feel called to do, then I would say do it. But I think in the majority of cases, are we really following all the commandments? I mean, that's, the rich guy was sort of like, hey, I'm really a good person. I think we need to work on that. And what Jesus was saying, hey, if you're really this good person, then you're going to be able to sell all you have and come and follow me. Sorry, the dog was moving around. So if Jesus says, okay, if you're really that good, if you're really following, then you're going to, sell all you have and follow me. And obviously the man wasn't there yet. I don't know if there's a commandments he wasn't following or there was something he needed to do. So, the issue was bigger in that case than money. But again, people take that to say, oh, you got to give it all up in order to really be a disciple of Jesus. And that is not true either. Another understanding that Jesus has given us, or the Bible has given us, is that understanding that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And I think there is a lot of truth to that. But I also think that goes back to that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. In other words, where is your heart? Where are your priorities? And you're thinking, well, where are my priorities? Do they have to do with money, or they have to with possessions? Or we look at our bank statements or our credit card statements and say, okay, what am I spending money on? Well, obviously, my heart is there. For me, where's your heart, there's your treasure is just an indicator of how are you using what you have for good, for God's kingdom, for others, for justice, for righteousness. When we start saying, oh, well, we can't have any money so that we can have pure hearts, I really don't think it works that way, because you can have nothing and still have a mean or evil heart. What I'm trying to say is this whole understanding of money is bad. If you have money, you're not a spiritual person. Even if you think, oh, well, I'm not Christian, or I'm not an active Christian, or I haven't been to church in years, all of these ideas are sort of in the background when we have our ideas about money. And I want to just address the money mindset and why it's so negative. So I'm starting here in the next couple of videos, this video and two more. I want to say, okay, here's where we are. This is historically the kind of pattern that we've learned about money. How can we break that pattern? How can we change that pattern? How can we reinvent our money mindset so that we can have money in our lives to support our dreams, our ambitions, and renewing ourselves so that we can live lives of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Please join me for the next two videos. I'm so glad you joined me for this one. If you have not subscribed, what's stopping you now? Please click on the square. You'll see it in the corner here. Also in the description, there's a link you can follow. And of course, there's a big subscribe button below. I'm Amelia Sims. This is Reinventing You, where you can be inspired to reinvent yourself so that you can live an authentic life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Have a great one.